All right, good evening, families. Welcome. It is 6:01. Thank you for joining us. Tonight we are going to be speaking about HLA2 Remote Academy. During this meeting, if you do have questions, please feel free to write them in the chat. Those questions will come directly to the leadership team and I, and we will do our best to answer those questions as we go. So thanks again for joining us. I am going to start by giving my amazing team an opportunity to introduce themselves. Then we're going to go into an overview of some of the shifts, both cultural and with the academic programming, and go over some facts. So hi, I believe I know most of you on the call. My name is Ashley Furin. I am the founding head of school here at HLA2 and delighted to be with you tonight.
Good evening. I am Katie Pasley, the assistant head of school. I've spoken to several of you on the phone and glad you get a chance to see me in person tonight and look forward to speaking more with you.
Good evening, everyone, families. My name is Marie Lucas. I'm the Director of Operations. I'm so happy to be able to give more information about our remote academy this evening. Sari?
Shalom, everybody. Hi, my name is Sarit. I'm the Academic Dean of Hebrew at HLA2. And some of you spoke with me on the phone or via email, and I'm happy to see you tonight.
Good evening, Kevin Marr, Dean of Culture. Very happy to be here. Thank you so much for your time. Excited to answer any questions and excited for the shift.
Hello, families. I'm Lizzie Shander. I'm the Special Education Coordinator, and I'm glad to see you all here.
Wonderful. Thanks, team. You'll also see Valencia Chapman Thompson's photo. She is our kindergarten through second grade academic dean and is currently on maternity leave, but we look forward to welcoming her back in the new year. So without further ado, you guys know us, you know our mission and values. We do our best every day to live our Olam values, being outstanding problem solvers. That's the reason we're here tonight, thinking about being lifelong learners as we've gone into a completely new and different academic year, being aware communicators and making a difference. We are committed to serving all of our students of all backgrounds and really living our mission of being a diverse public school that teaches modern Hebrew to all of our students. So let's move to talking a little bit about our school specific shift. As you know, we will be moving to an HLA2 only remote academy this coming Monday, December 14th. And many of you may ask why now? Why a mid-year shift? Going into this academic year, Remote Academy was completely new. And one of the biggest challenges at the school is figuring out how do we staff both in-person school and staff remote learning for students who are choosing to stay home. This presented scheduling challenges, staffing challenges, challenges for our technology and information systems that we have never faced before. We are delighted at this point in the year, after having received feedback from many, many families, to really have everyone be home at HLA2 in remote classes led by HLA2 teachers and attended by all HLA2 students. We heard that some of our students were struggling to feel included and part of our community. They were missing other friends who may have been in remote classes that were different from theirs and more. Having founded the school from year one and working really closely with this leadership team, we hand select and hire every teacher in our building and are committed to coaching them and supporting them in their growth. And so we look forward to being able to do that in a stronger way when all HLA2 students are learning with HLA2 teachers. You will continue to be fully integrated into Remote Academy. Live instruction will take place daily for students. As you know, Wednesdays look a little bit different, and Ms. Pasley, our assistant head of school, will talk about that a little bit. But part of what's allowed us to move towards this model is continuing to have both an AM cohort and a PM cohort, so that in classes where it's necessary, we are able to provide 2 teachers for support. That's especially important if your child has an IEP and needs additional services. Another positive is that this AM-PM cohort model allows for us to have smaller class sizes to really dig in with individual students and ensure that they feel seen during this very, very challenging time. As I said on the last slide, it'll allow us to have more centralized and streamlined support. Everyone here who introduced themselves on my team directly coaches teachers, and we are striving to increase our level of excellence because all of our kids deserve it. This shift will also allow our Remote Academy teachers to plan with our HLA2 hybrid teachers, those teachers who teach students at school each day. And what this will help us ensure is that every student in, for example, 2nd grade will have learned the same material by the end of this academic year because teachers are working and planning together. Ms. Shander, our special education coordinator, will get to talk more about this later on, but our special education services and our supports for multi-language learners will also be able to streamline them and oversee them a bit closer and keep close communication with our families, which is the most important. So without further ado, I talked a lot about the culture implications. Relationships are the foundation of all that we do. As the founding head of school, I am honored that our families choose HLA2, that they continue to entrust, all of you choose to entrust your students to us each and every day. That is a privilege and an honor, and we want you to feel connected to school. So I'm going to pass it over, Kevin, if you want to talk a bit about culture.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Fearon. And if you hear noise in the background, I am living that remote life too, families. I have 3 beautiful children and a daughter who's actually in remote learning for kindergarten. So work with me. Before I get into some of the positives and how I personally do feel that this is a great shift, I did want to introduce the culture team if you are potentially new or haven't met some of the folks on the team. So again, I am Kevin Marr, I'm the Dean of Culture. Kayla Lane is new this year. She's on the bottom left of your screen. She's a culture associate. And Leah Bernstein is returning. She's also in her 2nd year, as am I, as a social worker. So shifting to some positives, it is absolutely going to make our communication so much smoother between homeroom teachers, leadership, and families, which is so important. We really do view you as partners. And we know that when we have other teachers involved while they're in our network and they did a fantastic job in a difficult scenario, that it's just going to be a lot easier to continue to build that relationship with you for years to come. We do have a goal, and we are going to be aggressive with this goal. We want to ensure that 95% or higher of our students are attending school. It's something that we take very seriously, and we do so with love. We want to make sure that we're also being sensitive to again, this is a pandemic that we're in, but we also want to try to give quality education, whether that's in school or remote. Relationships we could say it 100 times and I'd be happy with it. Again, thinking about the long term, the teachers loop up with students. Eventually we'll be back in the building. You'll see familiar faces. And that's something that I know as a parent is, it helps. It helps to know that your kids are in school with familiar faces. And then community events. Something that I feel like has been a silver lining is that we've been doing a lot of community meetings this year. They are at 9:30 currently on Wednesdays if you haven't been able to get your students on. It's been a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot more sort of efficient to be able to utilize the remote students in a way that it doesn't feel like we're dividing schools. And that was some of the tension, just to be real. Like, we didn't want to feel that students felt this division in their classrooms. But now we have the luxury of having our babies back, and we're gonna have HLA2 remote academy events. And then morning meetings as well. Morning meetings are actually a very, very important part of our curriculum. It is the SEL, the social emotional learning, that is really a foundation for the relationships that we do build. If you have any questions, you need support, looking at the participants, a lot of you do have my contact information, but definitely go ahead and save my number there if you want to take a shot on the phone. And my email is standard. I am going to pass it to the amazing Miss Shander.
Hello, families. Again, I'm the special education coordinator, so I support all our kiddos that have IEPs, as well as students that need intervention, and our English language learners. So I want to also talk about some amazing positives that we're going to have from this shift to the HLA2 Remote Academy. Your students are going to continue to be taught by our HLA2 student support team. And we have been able to, because of the shift and the new schedule, provide much more planning time for our teachers with the classroom teachers. And so that is something that we're really looking forward to create tighter communication between classroom teachers and the support teachers to make sure students are getting exactly what they need. We also have been able to streamline the schedules of the students that get special education support services on their IEPs, meaning that students won't have to be taught by as many teachers, and their schedules just make more sense within the flow of the day. Or at least we really hope so, and we tried hard to make it so. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. My phone number is on the screen. My email is on the screen. So please reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And I'm going to pass the mic to Ms. DeLuya.
So shalom, everybody. Nice to see you all. I'm the dean, the academic dean of Hebrew at HLA2, and the Hebrew teacher this year who work in hybrid will work also with the students who in remote academy. All our Hebrew teachers will teach in remote academy, so it's great. This is another positive that our teachers know the curriculum for each grade, and they will teach all students. We're going to have 4 times a week Hebrew lesson, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. That means we have more Hebrew teachers than in our school, so it allows to have smaller groups, which allow to have the differentiation with the proficiency levels with all students. I'm here to be with direct contact with all of you. You have my email, as you see on the screen. And also I'm sharing on the team and family, the letter to families, and you can see my phone. Please do not hesitate to contact me with any concern or question. I'll be here to answer and help you as much as we can to best support our students. Sorry, I'm going to pass it on to Ms. Pasley.
Yes, thank you, Sarit. As has already been mentioned a couple of times, the schedule improvements we are super excited about, as we really feel they will benefit our students. So you can see a few listed here. They'll have additional synchronous minutes or time with their teacher for ELA and math. They'll have some additional time on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and they'll have that additional math block on Wednesdays. They'll also have an extra music block on Wednesdays and time with Hebrew teachers on Wednesdays, which will reduce the amount of time that they're spending away from a teacher. The synchronous specials will be 5 days a week, and the Hebrew is going to increase to 4 days a week from 2 days currently. The AM PM cohort split is divided at lunch, which will help in navigating the schedule. So if you're with your teacher before lunch, you'll know that after lunch, you're going to be doing the asynchronous activities, the specials, and the Hebrew. And if you're with your teacher after lunch, it will be the opposite for you. Schedules will still be posted with the clickable links, but we did take the feedback. Some of you wanted to see the time in the block on the schedule and some additional updates to make the clickable schedules easier to navigate, and all of that was taken into consideration to support students with increased independence with the schedules. Our schedule, as you can see here in this breakdown, still has an AM PM cohort. Both groups will attend morning meeting first thing in the morning, and then they'll split for either content with their homeroom teacher or some specials, Hebrew, and online platforms. All students will take lunch in the middle of the day, and then they'll have the opposite in the afternoon with their core content homeroom teacher or their specials, Hebrew, and online platforms. And then all students will still end the day with closing circle. On Wednesdays, our schedule looks a bit different. As you know from what we've been doing already, the addition is that the students will start with a math lesson first thing in the morning, and they will have the community circle with our HLA2 family. They'll have some music that will be in addition to the other 4 days, and they'll have lunch and free time and homework and independent reading.
Thanks, Katie. Hello, everyone. So I just wanted to say that myself and the ops team, we're here to help you and support you with anything and everything that you may need. Some of those include some of the tech challenges I know that we have faced in the beginning of the school year. Clickable schedules, we're here to support you with those clickable schedules and show you what happens, where your child needs to be at what time. We're hoping for smoother communications between teachers, families, and staff, and you will be getting direct support from our HLA2 staff and just bringing you back to our HLA2 community. We can't wait to welcome you all back on Monday.
Thanks. And I just want to shout out Marie, you and your team. You answer the phone and support in so many ways each and every day. So thank you for that. This transition does begin on Monday. Schedules will be in your inboxes shortly. Those are scheduled to go out still yet this evening. So please do keep an eye open for them and reach out to the operations team with any questions. There were a few questions in the chat specifically regarding timing and which programming is offered. These changes, as you know, we were working closely with HLA, and that is because staffing is incredibly challenging during this time, and we must ensure both the health and safety of students in the building, but also students from home. So while we weren't able to get it done for the beginning of Q2, we will see out the rest of Q2 with this model and our staff. As the team said, we're incredibly excited that we've been able to make this puzzle work and look forward to many, many improvements. With that being said, we also invite you to share your experience, ask questions, and share feedback so that we can continue doing all that we can to support you. We miss having everyone in the building every day, and really do want to ensure that everybody feels connected to our community. There was one question specifically about the specials offerings, hybrid versus remote. That also has to do with staffing. Miss L, our music teacher, is working from home, and so that puts her in prime position to be able to add in some of these additional offerings on Wednesdays that we were not able to provide before. And thankfully, HLA has also been able to work out their staffing for both remote and hybrid. Mr. A and Miss Dante, we know how much our entire community loves them both. And so they will continue in their prep time, recording videos for teachers to post on their pages for you to pick and choose from. Do one, do them all. It really is choose your own adventure. But they have very full days teaching all of the classes in the building while Miss L is supporting those at home. So we know that you miss them, and we hope that you're able to see them through our videos. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email them to us, info@hla2.org. We do appreciate you taking time out of your evening to see us. Leadership team, thank you for your tireless work and support. You guys have been doing so much behind the scenes to support teachers and to support our students and families. And I could not lead this ship without this fabulous team. So thank you all for joining us, and have a good evening. We'll see you soon.